What has this pandemic ruined for you? My parents are sick and I can't go visit them. Mood friend. My father got a terminal diagnosis of 6 months, 2 years about 3 weeks before it got really bad here. He lives in another country and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to visit him. I'm doing extra quarantine procedures to protect myself, but man, I don't know. We WhatsApp and FaceTime all the time, but it's not the same and I haven't seen him in almost a year. Sucks. My dad has emphysema and has started showing signs of having contracted the virus. So I have to sit here and watch him get sicker and sicker every day. He can't get tested until symptoms get worse. I'm preparing myself mentally for this virus to kill him. He's always had health problems, and we are careful to make sure he doesn't even contract the common cold. This has been a nightmare. It's ruined my state of mind, my everyday life, my everything. A friendship. My best friend is still having a wedding tomorrow. We live in the US in a place where it's gotten pretty bad. Literally everything has cancelled or asked her to reschedule, but she said no. Instead she got an Airbnb and is doing it all herself despite the rules and guidelines. I'm the maid of honor. I had to tell her yesterday that I couldn't go because I didn't think it was safe. She did not respond well. Like at all. I have a lung condition and my partner has asthma. It made no sense for us to go to a gathering like a wedding right now. She told me that I was choosing fear of a little virus over her special day. I've tried calling her several times and she won't answer my calls. She said she is disgusted by me. Everything about this fucking sucks so much, and based on her reactions I don't think she will ever see it from my side. I bet in the next month or so, she will understand your decision. A lot of people aren't taking this seriously at all. My business has to declare bankruptcy. I have to fire 5 people with no financial support to offer them, and I myself will be homeless. So pretty much ruined my life. I was meant to be getting married in 5 weeks. Also I work in aviation. My whole future has been turned upside down over the last few days. It's shocking how fast things have gone to shit here. I hope you can hang in there with a sense of humor, mate. Just think of the stories you'll have for your grandkids. I sat down with my 7-year-old today and told her that this is something that will be in the history books in her future. I was watching the local news and they interviewed a police officer and asked what has changed in the past few days. He said that with everyone stuck at home, domestic abuse has gone way up. Shit, man. Imagine being in an abusive relationship, and now you are locked in with that person 24/7 and you can't leave the house. That makes me very sad and I wish there was some way to help. I answer for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and we are having so many calls where someone is thinking about killing themselves because they were laid off. It's absolutely awful. I have no answers for these people, and I wish I had the power to provide for them. Hey, I also answer calls for Lifeline and the Disaster and Distress Helpline. It's fucking rough on the lines right now. Sending you lots of support and love. I've called you people. A call I'll never forget. The help is why I'm here today. Thank you. My mom turns 60 in April and has never been to Europe, and for the first time I'm in a really good place economically that I got the 2 of us tickets to fly into London and have a 2-week gala event around the continent. She never thought she'd be able to go, and she's been so excited planning since I gave her the tickets on Christmas. Calling her to tell her we needed to cancel, for now, was really tough. I'm sitting in a meeting right now, waiting to get fired. The VP is running late. So that's cool. Edit. They gave us basic info but are talking to everyone individually. So who knows still. Edit 2. Laid off. Seeing as I have the coronavirus, and have spent the last 2 days sweating, with a fever bouncing all over the place, and a throat that is in massive pain, I would say it ruined the past few days of mine. On the bright side, you'll soon have those sweet antibodies. My ignorant, unintelligent side sort of wishes I could just go ahead and get coronavirus so I can stop worrying about getting it. I'd feel like a superhero walking back in public spaces after it passed. I think that's normal. A lot of what's terrifying about this is the fear of the unknown. If you've had it and gotten over it, well, the unknown is slightly smaller now. Having loved ones in nursing homes that are closed to visitors. The rule is completely reasonable and necessary. Still, we miss each other. They feel isolated and lonely as they're not physically able to talk on the phone, hard of hearing, too, and have no one to spend time with them. This breaks my heart. My mom is in the hospital and I'm scared they will tell us that there is no more visiting until further notice. Also, she is on event, so I don't want it to get to a situation where they are going to choose who gets event and who doesn't, because I know the hospital she is at is already short on them without a pandemic. Made Olympic trials for the first time. Was super excited to go and compete. Now every single gym and pool on the planet is closed, and even if they weren't, the meet itself is postponed and likely to be cancelled. It's not the end of the world, but damn, it was really something for me to look forward to. Small businesses. These guys are going to be decimated. Yeah, I own a medium-sized business, 150 employees. I am a natural saver and have been saving for recession since 2016, so I am in a better spot than most, but with the current devastation I still think we can only hang on about 6 to 8 months. No layoffs yet, just small cut on hours, but the longer it goes there is only so much I can do. My sister's business is primarily events-based. We just got notice that our 2 anchor events are cancelled. $20,000 just poof. I manage a grocery store. This pandemic has ruined my faith in humanity and broken my heart at the same time. I have seen a side of people that I never want to see again: ugly, vicious, self-centered, fend for yourself attitude. I desperately just want every customer to be well stocked and ready. I want myself and my employees to be safe and not verbally and or physically abused. I want myself and my employees to feel well rested again, and I don't want to see fear/sadness in people's eyes when they need something and either don't have the money for it, it's out of stock, or they're just scared for their future. I think you have to see it as a collective panic attack. If you've ever had one, you'll know that you can't think straight and stay rational. You just want to do whatever it takes to stop the fear. A lot of people have probably not experienced that type of fear before and don't understand it. They're in fight and flight. There are definitely assholes, but also a lot of scared people, and amongst them, caring people too. People like you working in the shops, the healthcare workers, warehouse workers, delivery drivers, police. You're all front line now and you are helping people. So have faith in your own humanity, because you're part of it too, and you're all doing an amazing job and we appreciate it. I agree. My therapist described it as this: most of these people have never experienced anxiety like this before and therefore have absolutely no coping skills to deal with it, so they find one thing that they can have some control over: food. What they are doing is still wrong though, and making life worse for many other people. I had my first trip to Italy booked and it was going to be the trip of a lifetime, and now it's cancelled. Venice? Yeah, and traveling all around. Meeting my great-grandmother for the first time. It was my first time leaving my country and the trip was a limited offer. Was supposed to go on my first date in about 2 years yesterday, but she has to be quarantined for 2 weeks. Can you do a virtual date? Like you guys Skype and talk like you would on a date? I feel like that'd be terrible. At least with a normal date there's a good finite ending. A Skype date doesn't really have one. My last semester of college. Our spring break got extended a week, and then we're finishing the semester online. Graduation ceremony cancelled. We're all just going home. After we move out, I won't get to finish out with my friends and my college experience is just over. I have Crohn's disease that I've been struggling to get under control again since July last year. Now I can't even go in for follow-up treatments under the new Surgeon General restrictions. Just pray the meds I have now will start working again. Also, the lack of toilet paper is just infuriating, as someone who has to go several times in one day. My wife and I live in New Zealand and had planned a 2-year working visa in Toronto. We were supposed to leave in April, so we had obviously already handed in our notices of resignation to our bosses. Long story short, Canada shut its borders and my boss has already hired my replacement. As a side note, they shut the borders on my birthday. How has the coronavirus affected your life? Leave a comment. And subscribe to this channel if you wanna see more same videos.